Hi everyone. So finally we have the final four in the French Open and it's the semi-finals day today, so things are getting a bit exciting. And so today we are going to discuss the two matches that are going to take place today. And the first of the semi-finals is between Schwartzman and Nadal, and the second one is between Djokovic and Tsitsipas. So we are going to talk about three aspects today. One is the conditions, then the other is the strategy, and of course the form of the players. And so let's talk one by one about the two matches. So the first one is between Schwartzman and Nadal, and I think there were a lot of expectations, a lot of hype created for the match between Thiem and Nadal, and unfortunately that couldn't happen. Thiem didn't play that well. He was fatigued. He was tired, and to his credit, Schwartzman hung in there. He played a really good match, a solid match, and so he will now be facing Nadal. And Nadal has looked like unbelievable, almost untouchable on clay. And I know there were a lot of talks about the different conditions, the different balls being used this year, but I don't think it has affected Nadal in any way. He still is playing really good and looks. I think he looks the favorite to win the 20th Grand Slam and equal Federer's record. Maybe that's something that could work in his favor or against him if it's a pressure situation. It depends. I mean, all we know for sure is that Nadal is a great fighter and he plays well under pressure. So definitely, I think that's something we need to take into consideration. Now, talking about the conditions for this match, I think the first match will be between Nadal and Schwartzman. So basically, it's going to be in the afternoon and in the evening, and we have seen that there has been some sort of rain as well as windy conditions, and if there is rain or if there is wind, I know that it has already happened in one of the matches between Schwartzman and Nadal a couple of years back, I think, wherein it was raining and the conditions were heavy. And Schwartzman actually took a set of Nadal and he was going strong. It looked like Nadal was struggling, but then rain came in and the match was postponed to next day, and next day it was all hot and humid and Nadal was all over the ball. So that might happen this year as well. So not so hot and humid conditions, but definitely a break. Even if Schwartzman is winning, say, and he's up a set or up a break, and if the rain takes place, we have seen historically Nadal comes back stronger than anybody else if he gets a let off, if he gets a little break to cool down and think about and have some different strategy. He's a very quick learner during the match, between the match. So whenever the match happens, he learns very quickly, and I think that's something that's going to help Nadal in terms of the conditions. But yes, the obvious thing is that the conditions will be a little bit damp and the ball won't bounce that much. That point will definitely favor Schwartzman because he is not as tall as some of the other guys. So definitely he would be the one who would need to counter Nadal's topspin forehand, and in that regard, I think it will help Schwartzman. Also, the fact that Schwartzman is a good rhythm player, much like Nadal. That is why sometimes Schwartzman has played really well against Nadal, and he recently beat him even on clay. So I think game wise, condition wise, I think it's a split because if there is wind, if there is rain, even though in terms of technical conditions, it's going to favor Schwartzman. But if there is rain and if there is a break in between the match, it will definitely stop all the momentum that Schwartzman has if he is in a winning position. And we all know that it doesn't affect Nadal if it's a break or anything. So I think that favors Nadal. But yeah, technically speaking, since the ball would bounce lower than usual and the conditions would be damp, it that point would favor Schwartzman. So now when we talk about the strategy and the form, I think strategy for Nadal would be to be a little aggressive because Schwartzman would like to prolong the rallies. He would like to. He can also hit both the forehand and the backhand well. And if it's a rhythm game, I think Schwartzman plays well. We have also seen the same thing happen in the Australian Open, wherein Schwartzman did put up a very good fight. That was also, I think, a couple of years back. So we see that if you give Schwartzman some time on the shots and if you rally with him consistently, then Schwartzman actually is a very good player. So Nadal, I think, needs to do something different and he needs to be aggressive, come to the net as much as possible, and use all the angles that he has. But he needs to dictate the play. Now, uh, for Schwartzman, the strategy needs to be the exact opposite. So he needs to be the aggressor. He needs to go to the net. He needs to try out maybe a few drop shots and something else. And he needs to be powerful on his shots on both the wings, so that Nadal is pulled out of position. And but still, I think form wise, even though Schwartzman was able to beat Nadal Uh, a couple of weeks back. But I think in this year's French Open, I have not seen any other player who is, that much in form like Nadal, because Nadal is on top of his game. He's fit, he's fresh because definitely, obviously, there hasn't been a tournament or many tournaments played before this French Open. So I think all these factors would favor Nadal, and my prediction would be that Nadal would win probably. I would give. I think it would be straight sets, but still, I think if the conditions play a part and if Nadal is struggling with his timing or something like that, then Schwartzman may be able to take a set from Nadal. And remember that Schwartzman is coming off of a huge five setter, so he would be emotionally a little bit tired as well as physically fatigued. Whereas Nadal has had a much easier path, and of course, it's French Open. So I would say three sets victory for Nadal, or at most four sets. So now let's talk about the other match, which is Djokovic versus Tsitsipas. Now, we all saw in the previous match that Djokovic was struggling with his left shoulder or left hand. So I'm not sure how that would affect the outcome of the match or his performance tomorrow. But let's hope that he's feeling good and he's recovered from all that. And in terms of fatigue, I don't think Djokovic would be fatigued because he didn't have to spend much time on the court. His matches were easy, pretty easy going. And the last match was a bit strange for me. I wasn't expecting Djokovic to struggle, but we saw the same sort of performance from Busta in the U.S. Open, and there also I think he was playing well in the first set. So I think the only concern for me for Djokovic is his strategy, because his movement, I not sure why, but whenever I see Djokovic on clay, it seems like he's not that much comfortable moving from side to side, like he's comfortable on the other courts. Even on grass, he looks to move very efficiently. But on clay, sometimes I think the balance issues or maybe issues with his slide or something on the clay, it looks like he's struggling or he is not moving as quick. And I think Nadal is a very good mover as compared to that. And Tsitsipas, for me, I think has a very good chance tomorrow because Djokovic, even though he's playing well, but he hasn't faced much of a challenge in this tournament so far. But Tsitsipas has played well, and having been, having lost to Rublev a couple of weeks back, he played a perfect match, Tsitsipas, and I think he's in good form. He's fresh, and he has the game to beat Djokovic. He has done that. He has beaten Djokovic in a few hardcore matches, and I think if Tsitsipas plays aggressive, this court will favor him. So remember, if this court was the conditions were hot and humid like they used to be, it would have favored Djokovic because it would have given Djokovic much more time to absorb the aggression from Tsitsipas and neutralize some of those shots, and also sort of get away with his lack of agility or movement on the clay. Uh, but I think all that will not be impacting now because the conditions are different, and I think these conditions would favor Tsitsipas more than Djokovic because it will favor aggression, and Tsitsipas would try to be aggressive. It would also help Tsitsipas in the backhand shots because the ball won't be bouncing that much. Tsitsipas is not afraid to go to the net. He can volley well, and he has been really aggressive. I mean, he has beaten Federer a lot of times now, and also Djokovic, and so I think Tsitsipas has a good chance. It all for me would come down to the player on the day, how he plays, Tsitsipas or Djokovic, how they play on that specific day, as well as the fitness of Djokovic. If Djokovic is fit, maybe somehow he can pull this matchup in 5 sets. I would say if Tsitsipas is playing well, and so my prediction would be it's somehow I feel that Tsitsipas has got a very good chance tomorrow, but I won't be betting on him because I think Djokovic needs to be the favorite always when going into a Grand Slam semi-final. Now, if it would have been Thiem against Djokovic, I would have picked Thiem because I think he has already beaten Djokovic twice, so he knows what to do, and his game is also very good. So is the game of Tsitsipas, but I think it's not familiar territory for Tsitsipas to be in Grand Slam semi-finals, and then Djokovic is also playing well. He's not playing badly like he was playing bad tennis a couple of years back, or when he was, having issues with his form. So those issues are not there currently. So I would predict that Djokovic will win this match, but I would say it would not be easy. It would be 4 or 5 sets. That's my prediction, and I would not rule out an upset because Tsitsipas is playing well. So that's my review, guys, and let's see what happens. Let's hope that both the matches are good in quality and all the players are fit, the conditions are good, and I would just like to see the match complete in one go. If there's a break, it would definitely favor one or the other player with the momentum. So, and if it's windy, definitely it would favor Nadal because he is the best player I've seen in the wind. I don't see him get affected by all these conditional changes that happen. So I think to be fair to all the players, I would say if it doesn't rain and if it stays relatively cool but not windy, then we might be in for a high quality match and both of them. So thank you guys for watching, and do comment on this video. Do comment with your thoughts on both the matches. Okay, thank you.